Welcome to Professor Photo, the podcast series. I'm your host, Rick McCauley, and in this video, we're going to pick up where we were processing images using Bridge and Camera Raw before to get to our final result. This time, we're going to start with the Bridge to edit our photographs, decide which ones we want to use, and then process them using Lightroom and the processes within there. So the same process that we did in the first video, we'll copy in the second video. And that is to drag the folder full of images right to the Bridge application, to go through a process of clicking the spacebar, editing through our pictures, picking 1 and 2 stars as we go along. So here's an image I'm going to give a 5-star rating to. And then when I'm all done, I'll exit this, pick all of the 16 5-star photographs that I've walked through. Some of them I've already edited, you saw that process before, but some I have not. So I'm going to select all of those 5-star pictures, so there's 16 in this first folder, and I'm going to drag them right from the content window down to the application called Lightroom. Lightroom is then going to bring up the dialog for ingesting these photographs. And the images that had 5 stars are checkmarked already for us. Any editing that was done before will come through in the process as well. So we're going to add this to our Lightroom collection. I have a tendency to use the standard for the previews, but I do build smart previews. That allows you to zoom in and out of the photograph without having to go back to the hard drive to bring up the original quality image. The whole process, whether you're using Bridge or Lightroom, is dependent upon this idea that images can be treated as sources of previews and then associated database of numbers and adjustments that we've made called development settings are applied to them. The original picture is never edited directly. It's simply used as a visual reference to see what effect different settings would have. Those development settings are then used to process the image to take them to high-resolution JPEGs, TIFFs, PSDs, and also to sharing with social media and for any other application that we might have. Slideshows, books even, and import these images. In the import process, it takes just a few seconds, and then we can actually grab the images that we like. Here's one that looks promising. We can go in the development settings, and we can start to do our process of developing. Now, the same settings that we would use over in the Camera Raw are exactly the settings that we have here. The basic thing that you want to understand here is that when I was in the Bridge and I copied development settings and I pasted them, that's also something I can do right here. So for example, I could take this photograph and use it as a reference, select these photographs, and then synchronize them. What that's going to do is it's actually going to take those same development settings that I was doing in the Bridge and sync them to the other photograph, instantly giving them the same exact settings as the photograph that we used as our reference point. So when you go to export file, export, you're going to have the same sort of dialog box that you had in the image processor. So you want to pick a place to save it to, and then you could export to, in the first case, the high resolution folder. This must look very familiar, right? And the quality settings that I would use for the high resolution is JPEG, highest quality, without resizing. Hitting export now, I could go to the high res and then make all the changes I need to go to low res and social media purposes. So you can see both processes are basically identical. The biggest difference is that Lightroom has a little bit tighter, more confined workspace to work in, and the Bridge opens up things using Camera Raw, and the interface, I believe, is just a little bit less intimidating as the one in Lightroom. Either way, it's the exact same process. You open up the pictures, you give them 1 through 5 stars, you select the 5 stars, you process them using the same Camera Raw features, including retouching photographs and spotting out photographs, and all those same settings. And the results are the same. You have a folder full of your high res and then your social media resolution images ready to go out for distribution. Thank you.